Okay, so this is gonna be my build tutorial. I gotta make sure everything's set up right here first. I took the edges off all these and I painted them blue. Don't really have to. I just wanted power distribution board, which is pretty sweet. It's got the TC-R260 connector for it to come right off the side. So it'll come right off the side, and then you can just plug it right straight into the side and don't have to worry about velcroing it down or chopping it up with your props. And then I'm going to be running the TPM on the i6 with that receiver, and the same motors I run on the other one, which are the King Kong 2204 2300 kV. These things are pretty tough. I've smashed them into a lot of stuff and they still work fine. An AS32 Rev 6 off I got from Banggood. All this stuff's from Banggood except for the 10mm hardware I got from the local hardware store. 110 field of view, 700 TV line E-Sheen, and the 600 milliwatt 32 channel 5.8 video transmitter. That's all from Banggood too. Solders from the local hardware store. Camera mount is in here. No, I gotta dig that out. King Kong actually, yeah, this pack comes with a BEC and all four. They're only 12 amp ESCs, but you can flash them with the latest BL Heli. You can actually do it through your AS32 through Betaflight. 2.8.0 is what I'll be running. I can flash that, and maybe even if I can get a good enough setup to where you can see the laptop, maybe I'll even do a little video on how to do that. It's pretty simple, really simple. Comes with these props are actually pretty stiff, rigid, and they actually work pretty good. 60/40s. They're noisy. No noisier than the rest of them though, really. The 3 blades, these ones, are really nice. I think they're 60/45s. Alright, stop messing around. Just trying to organize stuff a little bit. I've got a huge mess, but it is what it is. But basically, the arms just go like this, and the plate goes on like that. And you got the little centerpiece. I'm going to Loctite it all. So and then I'm not using the standard, I think they're 4mm or something, these ones. I mean, they go through fairly well, and I mean they work, but I had an issue on the LS 210 where it pulled the threads right out of the standoff. It like bent it over and pulled them out when I crashed. So I'll just use 10 mils. These 10 mils that I bought, just because I like it. That gives it a lot more rigidity, and it doesn't add too much more weight. Other than that, it's not too bad. The holes aren't really super burred. I did go around and clean them out, and the arms were a little burred up, but it wasn't too bad. all the longer ones in here are the ones that go through the arms into the plates. And there's going to be a lot of editing. So I'll probably just show you how I start, and then I'll skip around. That blue looks really cool on there. I like it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera or not, but that just looks really sweet. That blue paint on there. Maybe you can see it, but I think it's pretty cool. And then these ones have a step in them. The big part goes to the inside. The small part goes to the outside. That's to mount your flight board on. All this little hardware is pretty cool. And your standoff will just screw into here, and then your my PDB will go on top of that. All this little hardware is pretty cool. And your standoff will just screw into here, and then your my PDB will go on top of that. I don't know what side the XT60 has to come out. I'm pretty sure it has to come out on this side because you'll plug your nays in from, this is the front. You can see the 4 holes there where these will go in, and your camera will go up here. This is the front, so I'll plug in the nays from this side. So I'm guessing the power will have to go on this side from the PDB, that XT60 connector. Don't need to use a ton of Loctite. A lot of the other guys don't even use it. I like to use it because I don't want it to come apart. That looks really sweet. All that blue. Okay, now I'll do the standoffs. So tight enough. That ain't going nowhere. I want to do my power distribution board first so I can see where my motor and ESCs need to be. So I'll see where about those need to be. It'll be nice on this frame. Cut the wires down, come back in there. You can just cut these to whatever length you want them to be. So I'll go with power distribution board. And it's nice, this time I'll be able to solder all the wires straight onto these pads. Because in BL Heli, the BL Heli suite, you can reverse the motors in there, so you don't have to worry about it. That's pretty nice. Learned how to use that. This is a really good looking power distribution board. You just do your negative, positive, and then you'll solder that on, and then, like I said, it'll sit on that side because you'll plug into your nays on this side. Your nays will go. Oh, cool. They changed the port. The arrow points forward and the port is automatically, so you don't have to rotate your board 270 or negative 90. It's already that way. So then that'll go on there. This will get soldered on here, and then you'll do your ESCs, the powers from your ESCs onto these pads, and then you can run your 5-volt here up to your board, power your board off of your PDB, and then it'll just be a nice little stack. Well, you can stack that thing thin, and then yeah, I'll just start plugging away at this and getting it all soldered in. And so I'll just tin all these pads on here. I'm just using the most cheap, basic soldering iron. This one actually came from Walmart. I just want to show that you can actually do this stuff and have a hobby and not have to break the bank doing it. And there's those pads. And then make sure you have this the right way. You can tell because on the side of the XT60s there's a negative, there's a positive. All you gotta do is match the positive up with the positive on there and there. Now the other one should be pretty easy now that I got the first one. And nice and flat, straight, not all melted up or anything. I like it, it looks pretty clean. Now I'll just go here, like so. I don't even have to, I just screw it right straight down. I don't even need to use, I can use the standoffs to hold this onto the frame. This assortment came from Banggood too. It's kind of cool. It's got its own little box. Those are the smallest little standoffs in there. Everything's going to be soldered straight to the nays and then soldered straight to the PDB. I'm not going to plug anything in. Everything's going to be soldered together. So my suggestion is, if you don't know how to solder, just take some time and just take like a old anything. There's got to be old DVD players or something laying around. Just unsolder stuff and resolder it. You just don't want to put too much heat into stuff and wreck anything. You just want to get in, touch it, melt it all together, hold it really still, pull the iron away, and let it cool and harden, and you're good. Yeah, I really like the way this looks with those little standoffs and everything. Now I'll get my ESC so I can trim back just so you can reach the pads. So these two will come up to there, negative, positive, go between the standoffs. I'll do that. I'll just tin these other pads quick. Now I can just go negative, positive, right like that. So I'm just gonna temporarily just put a couple screws in some motor to hold it on so I can get everything lined up where I want it to be. There, looks really good. I can take it back off now that I have the length. If you just pinch and pull, it comes right off. A little bit, pinch, pull, comes right off. And then just tin these. Just like that. And tin these little pads here. Just like that. Ah, forgot the shrink wrap. Just like that. A lot of people frown on using a lighter. There's one. I'll do the same thing to the rest of them. I took a piece of double-sided servo tape, it's the foamy stuff, to protect the bottom edge after I recovered the ESC. And then now I'm just gonna fasten my motor down. Always double check to make sure your motor screws aren't going to go all the way through into your windings. These ones are perfect. They want all the way almost to where they're flush on the inside of the motor. And then I'll stick this where I want it. You can just cut this off because I'm not gonna plug it in to my knees. I'll cut this off and I'm just gonna solder all the signal wires and all the ground wires on instead of running it. Instead of plugging them all into my knees, I'll just solder them all on. So then now that's where I want it. It looks really nice. Just like that. And then this will get cut off and soldered there, and that one will be done. And I can even put another zip tie over the top of these after I get the signal wire put in, just to kind of make sure nothing snags them and pulls. Looks good, neat, tidy, straight. It'd be really nice and neat when I get the signal wires cut down and soldered down. I'll start on the next one. Do it the same as I did the other one.